Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to forecast Toncoin and its token TON, conduct machine learning based price forecast, regression analysis, accumulation strategies, and estimated bull run target. None of the content is financial advice. Over the last key performance periods, such as again, all the content available on cryptoweeklies.com, link on the bottom of your screen. Over the last key performance periods, such as last 24 days and 7 days, Toncoin has rallied 2.5% over the last 24 days. Over the last 7 days, about 30%. It's one of the rallying cryptos amidst the wider crypto downturn. Again, you can see most of the cryptos are down over the last 30 days and 90 days. Even over the last 7 days, most of them are either flat or down. Toncoin has rallied. If you look at the technical analysis for Toncoin, from its 2021 low, 2020 high to 2022 low, back to 2024 high, that was 1.618 rally to the $8 42 cents. From there, the price has now gone down quite a bit to about $3 56 cents. In terms of percent drop, that represents a 72% drop from this $8 peak to at one point at when the price or last week was at around $2.38. That was 72% drop. Now the current price, if from the previous all-time high, is down by about roughly speaking 57%. So in terms of some of the targets for Toncoin, again, as it makes and its token TON, as it makes its rally back to the bull market support band at 21-week EMA and 20-week SMA, coming between $4.50 and $4.86. The stops along the way could be at around $3.66, that is at 0.618, the 0.786 at around $4.46. That's where the 21 week exponential moving average is currently at. Again, if Toncoin takes a couple of more weeks, the 20-week moving average could also be at around $4.50. So that could be an area to look for. If the rally gets sold off at the bull market support band, then there could be further downside. On the other hand, if there is some strength in the market, the first level to watch for is this $5.50 55 cents. That's the previous all-time the 2021 all-time, and then from there the $8.42. So now going to the machine learning based price forecast on this weekly price action for Toncoin since the token launch. What this model says that the first is the directionality related forecast in this pink line. This says that all things equal, the Toncoin's historical price action points to the fact that the price has rallied up with time than rallying downside, having a downside with time. You can see a series of higher lows essentially since 2021, then back in 2022 and again in 2023, potentially once in 2024, and now this is the fifth time of a higher low if you connect these lines in 2025. If the price has a bullish bias from now on, the one standard deviation bull case for Toncoin is forecasted in the next 6 months between $4.30 to about $11.75. And in $11.75 Toncoin could be considered as a median point between 1.618 and 2.618 fib levels. The 2.618 currently is at around $13. And again, this is just 6 months into the future. Maybe if the crypto rally has legs more than 6 months from now, that would put some time between late September to early October for the market to top. If that is the non-euphoria or one standard deviation bull case top for Toncoin, that could take price to about $11.75. On the other hand, if there is a euphoria case in the market over the next 6 months, the euphoria ceiling, if it occurs, that is a two standard deviation move like Toncoin did back in February when the price rose from $2.14 to from that to April, within a span of 2 months, essentially a 3x from $2 to $6.60. If that kind of a euphoria phase is in cards, the two standard deviation ceiling for that scenario, for now, over the next 3 months between March till about June, is between $5 and about $15. If this euphoria phase occurs late, uh, in after June, then the ceiling is between $16 and about $37 per the machine learning model. If on the other hand the series of lower highs and lower lows since December of 2024 kind of um, goes ahead and proceeds, although there has been a breakout from uh, March lows to the current price at around $3.50. The downturn, if it continues for the next 3 months, the support could be at around $2, where the price held support in early February of 2024 around that $2 range. If there is a downturn or the next 6 months continuous downturn, then in that scenario the support could be between $1.58 and the current price at around $3.20. That would still be a higher low compared to August 2023 if we go that low in 2025. But again, that would seriously question if there is a euphoria case in the market at any point, if we go that low. So if coming to the regression side of analysis, again all of the content available for Toncoin under this section. Again, this row is dedicated for Toncoin. Again, going to the regression based analysis, again this fair value regression analysis helps identify what's the if the token is overvalued or undervalued, and what's the fair value at any given point using polynomial regression analysis. This analysis helps form a non-linear approach to estimate what is the fair value in a bull market and in bear market. In the bull market, the fair value does go up with time, and in the bear market it goes down with time. That is because most cryptos do oscillate around that bullish phase and the bearish phase. The good ones do have a series of higher lows and higher highs. Again, right now, since essentially September 2024, the price action for Toncoin has been in a downturn. The fair value is at around $3.01. The current price at around $3.50 is slightly higher than the fair value per this analysis. If we look for any potential topping pattern, if we apply one standard deviation residual to the fair value, what we get a 68th percentile peak for Toncoin at this point is at around $4.20. The 2 standard deviation residual applied, that kind of a peak for Toncoin comes at around $5.84. Those are the key values to look for the upside per the regression model. To the downside, there was a series of trailing supports for the 1 standard deviation residual applied to the downside. That's the green line over here. Accumulating below the green line, historically speaking, has yielded a decent amount of positive points to DCA. Again, back in 2023 as well as in 2024 and in 2022, DCAing below the green line was close as a model could get to identify a bottom. Right now, that valuation, we hit that valuation in early to mid March of 2025 when the price went close to the $2.31. Right now, the one standard deviation residual bottom is at around $2.16 for Toncoin. So that's the potential downside to look for. First potential downside to look for is $3.01. That's the fair value if the price goes back to the fair value and then trails lower. If on the other hand the upside is at around, first level to watch is at $4.20, 18 to 20 cents. Per the simple moving average based risk model, the 20-week simple moving average based price risk color coded with respect to that risk level. Right now the risk is at around 14%, one of the second best time to DC. Again, this model does help identify, if we zoom out some of the higher risk based time period. Again, if the hypothesis is only to DCA when risk is lower than 20%, this model does identify those time periods with respect to the 20-week moving average. Again, this is not a retroactively fitted model. This is a live model. 14% risk at this point in time. If the prices were to go to that 50 to 60% risk that they eventually go during the blow off top phases of the market, if there is a 50 to 60% risk that the market throws at us, the price action with that elevated risk level could be somewhere between, per this model, could be somewhere between $7 and $7.75 per this model. So that is still 2x from the current price, slightly higher than 2x from the current price of roughly speaking $3.50. So that's one way to forecast based on the risk level. In terms of the DCA model, which takes into consideration the same polynomial regression model, and based on the relationship between the price and the regression line, the risk levels are identified between 0 and 1, and they're color coded appropriate with appropriate heat levels. Again, you can see this model does two jobs. First is, again, let's get rid of some of the intermediate risk levels. First is to identify the bottom, where and identify descent times to DCA. Again, essentially less than 10% risk is identified close to the bottoms every single time per this model. Again, if you want to go slightly high risk, you can again up the risk level to 20% instead of 10%. That's what I do personally. Again, this model identified the March 2025 bottom at less than 20% risk. Right now, per this model, the risks are slightly more pronounced at around 37%. But if the risks were to go, and the second purpose of the model is to identify peaks. When back in 2021, when the risk levels were higher than 70%, this model did identify that you can even lower the risk tolerance to 50%. Again, this if that with that framework, the April 2024 high at around $7.25, that was identified by this model, but not the June 2024 price, which was at a weekly high at around $8.18. So again, no model can predict exact top at every single time, but does help identify some of the good distribution and accumulation phases. Right now, per this model, if we were to go back to that range of between 50 to 60% risk, that could correspond to price action between, for this is a more conservative analysis, between $4.06 and about $4.50, so about $1 higher than the current price. So as a composite of all the models, we have averaged out to kind of tune out the noise of one individual model. The time weighted average price model did identify the bear market accumulation zone for ton, where when the price was trading lower than this blue line, which is the time weighted average price line. This low also was hit in March, early March of 2025, when the price was lower than $3. Essentially, right now the time weighted average price is $2.97. So if the price does fall below the $3 threshold, that could also trigger the time weighted average price based accumulation signal. Again, the hypothesis for this particular bear market accumulation or dip buying phase accumulation is that the underlying asset, that is for example Toncoin over here, has one more rally in the upcoming bull markets, or has some kind of quality project going for it, so that it does not die down with time. So with that hypothesis, accumulating below the time weighted average price, eventually as the bull market kicks in, and if the underlying token is of high quality, does historically signal a bear market accumulation phase, where the price is attractive below the time weighted average price. This is especially color coded with the purple color. Right now, if we were to look for any time weighted average price based risk score, again the risk is at around 21%. Now, if we go and analyze the Toncoin estimated bull run target based on the three models that we saw, the DC or regression based, a time weighted average price based, and a simple moving average based, the weighted risk for Toncoin is essentially 1/4 or 25%. Current price at around $3.55 with help of this risk reward analysis. This is not machine learning based analysis, this is risk reward based analysis. The estimated bull run peak, for example, if the price were to go to 100% risk per this model, that estimated bull run peak could be at around $13.37, and which perfectly coincides with this 2.6 minute fib level as well at around $13.18. If that were to materialize, that would be a 3.75x from the current price of about $3.55. And with that, I would like to conclude by saying the key levels to watch for Toncoin per the machine learning based model. First, starting with that is the price action between $4.30 and about $11.75. The regression based model says the fair value is at around $3.01, where the one standard deviation residual to the upside is $4.20. The two standard deviation is at around $5.84, and along the way they also correspond with the previous all-time high and the 0.786 fib levels, and the estimated bull run peak uh, per this model again for Toncoin is coming in at around per the estimated bull run target is coming in at around $13.37. And with that, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.